Di ba may saying na if all you know how to use is a hammer, everything is a nail. If the only tool that you know how to use is a hammer, ang gagawin mo to solve any problem is pupukpukin mo. Pupukpukin mo yan, pupukpukin mo yan. Kasi nga, that's the only mental model you have. That's the only tool you know how to use. But if you have more mental models, it's like having more tools in your toolbox. Now, depending on the problem, depending on the situation, it may necessitate one kind of tool, di ba? For example, a hammer is useful para mapupukin mo yung nail. But if you need to cut wood, then kailangan mo ng lagari. Kung gusto mong pagdikitin yung dalawang bagay, you need glue, things like that. So you have many, many tools for different use cases. The same thing applies for mental models. These are mental tools that you can use one tool or another depending whatever is useful in the situation. Now, sa school, tinuturuan kayo actually ng mga mental models. And the thing is, they just don't call them mental models. But if you can use those ideas to help guide your own decisions, then it becomes a mental model. Frameworks for learning how to learn, you can also think of them as mental models. And there are many ways, there are many strategies. For example, let me share with you one of the most important mental models, at least from my experience, which is called metacognition. Yung idea of metacognition from the term cognition muna, which is thinking, yung meta is moving one step back or looking at the bigger picture. Di ba yung nagsabi ng meta? Metacognition is essentially thinking about thinking. And there are a lot of studies in psychology that assess this practice of thinking about thinking, and it's very effective. What does it mean? For example, let's say nag-aaral ka ng, let's say you're studying PyTorch, tapos hindi mo maintindihan, then sabihin mo sa sarili mo, bakit hindi ko maintindihan? You're now stepping back and then analyzing your own thinking. Parang, ba't di ko maintindihan? Aling part dito yung hindi ko maintindihan? And then, tatanungin mo, ano ba yung gusto ko malaman? For example, mag-aral ka nga ng PyTorch. Ano ba exactly yung gusto ko malaman? Ano bang gusto ko mapulot from here? Bakit ba ako nag-aaral nito in the first place? Tapos pag nagbabasa ka na, ito, naintindihan ko to. Madali lang to. Ito, hindi ko maintindihan. Bakit kaya hindi ko siya maintindihan? That is essentially active questioning. In fact, you don't need to answer the question, bakit nga ba nahihirapan? You don't need to actively answer that. You just have to actively ask the question. So there are studies there na saying na all you have to do is ask the question. And this is something that, in my opinion, has helped me a lot. This is one mental model that you can use, metacognition. And I hope you remember that. Try to think about your mental states and how you think about things. And this is helpful even for assessing your beliefs about things. Na, ba't nga ba ako naniniwala sa kanya? Bakit nga ba ako pumapanig sa kanya? Diba? So it actually has relations to critical thinking, and it's another mental model. So now critical thinking has many parts. Isang key part niya is yung parang idea of skepticism about the information that you receive. Na for example, may sa Facebook, may lumabas na si ganito o ganyan, ginawa niya, blah, blah. You have to do metacognition. Parang, teka, naniniwala ba ako dito? Step back. Be skeptical about the information. Like, how reliable is it? So critical thinking is not just like, oh, dahil sinabi niya, therefore I will listen and I will believe it. But rather, why should I believe it? So there's a level of metacognition and skepticism at play, but there's also the idea of logic. These are essentially rules of thinking that na-validate ng philosophers like decades ago. And these are specific rules that will get you to the right answer within those rules. May kinalaman siya sa math kasi math uses logic to arrive at answers that are correct. Yung idea of logic, meron siyang concept of logical fallacies. Logical fallacies to yung incorrect relationships. For example, meron logical fallacy of ad hominem na, kunwari, sinabi ko, 1 plus 1 equals 2. Tapos ang ire-reply ko, bakit? Bakit? Di ka naman pumasa ng algebra, right? So anong relevance nung hindi ko pagbasa ng algebra dun sa correctness of 1 plus 1 equals 2? It's just attacking me as a person, right? That's an ad hominem logical fallacy. Marami logical fallacies. And then these things, they're all interconnected. May kinalaman din yan dyan. Cognitive biases. So how do you learn? And I'm coming from the book by Barbara Oakley, A Mind for Numbers. And I really recommend that you read this kasi marami siyang tips based on science. Okay? I've already talked about metacognition. There's another tool that is very helpful, which is the idea of diffuse mode versus focus mode. So the brain has two modes, the diffuse mode and then the focused mode. Anong difference? Focused mode is when you're trying to, let's say, solve a problem, and then focus ka. So para kang laser. Tapos hyper-focused ka dun sa problem. And then you'll get stuck. Parang, okay, hindi ko maintindihan. Like, hindi ko ma-solve yung problem. I've been on this problem for 2 hours. Ito lang ginagawa ko, hindi ko siya ma-figure out. You'll get stuck. Now, what you do is rest. Play games. Watch TV. Watch Netflix. Take a nap. Just rest. Now, once you do this, yung brain mo accesses the diffuse mode. And during the diffuse mode, actually, the subconscious takes charge and tries to solve the problem in the background. Okay? And then after that, you go back to focus mode and then try to solve it again. And then mayari, oh, magkaroon ako ng ideas and magkakaroon ka new ideas. But maybe you'll get stuck pa rin. So what you do is you rest and then let your subconscious figure it out, then go back. When you're learning, you have to understand these two modes. Hindi siya yung, oy, pag inaral ko siya for 1 hour, right now, magigets ko. Hindi siya ganun. And you should never expect that. What will happen is, aralan ko siya for 1 hour because I need to access the focused mode. Then I will not understand it. Then I will rest. Then I will go back. Once I go back, I will understand it a bit more. And then I'll focus on it again. And then I will get stuck. It's a cycle. And eventually, it's almost deterministic in most cases na mafi-figure out mo siya eventually. One way to think about this is, let's say this is your brain and then these are your neurons. So let's say that the solution is here. That's the solution to the problem. Pero when you're doing your focus mode, napunta ka dito. So nagba-bounce yung neural activity mo doon sa area na yan, sa left side, which is far from the problem. And you will never be able to get to the problem or close to the problem if you just keep doing that. So when you go to the diffuse mode, it will move away from that area. Tapos mapunta siya dyan. Right? So it will bounce more. Kasi more yung gumagana na dyan is like the bigger network. Such that if you go back to the problem, closer ka na, hopefully, dun sa solution.